79% of the 40 million human trafficking victims worldwide are sexually exploited. 80%, a vast majority. The purpose of human trafficking, by and large, is for sexual exploitation. The U.S. National Human Trafficking Hotline identifies pornography as the top industry for human trafficking cases. It's a feeder system. Human trafficking exists largely to feed the porn industry. Shutting down the porn industry would be a crushing blow to the human trafficking industry. Porn is a problem in and of itself, and it's related to human trafficking. You have 75% of Americans that have seen pornography at some point, and 93% of boys have seen it before age 18. 47% of families report porn as a household problem. 68% of divorce cases involve porn. Porn sites receive more visits than Netflix, TikTok, and Instagram combined. This is the issue that we have to deal with, and it relates directly to human trafficking. One exists for the other. You mentioned phones being used to find humans to traffic. I agree. They're also used to push the product of human trafficking, pornography, to feed the addiction of billions of viewers worldwide. This is causing depression, homelessness, hopelessness, sexual perversion, escalation risk. You mentioned people trying to find people at the Super Bowl, at the NFL draft. This is an escalation risk. People are opened to certain images on their phones, and it escalates, and it increases the perversion. It's science. And in a sense, you could say viewers of porn are being sex trafficked in their own way, extorted by the porn industry that drives the human trafficking industry. And you mentioned how prevalent this is. Just to put a number on it, the human trafficking industry is $200 billion per year. $200 billion per year. That's 2 times Michigan's annual budget. That's human trafficking. $200 billion a year. The porn industry is estimated to generate $700 billion per year in 2030. There's a direct relationship between them. We have colleagues that are looking to expand this industry by removing stigma, coining commercial sex work. And this attempted expansion of the porn industry is an attempted expansion of the feeder system that all of this human trafficking is purposed to recruit for and feed into. Soon, the porn industry will generate more money than the entire annual budget for the U.S. military. And so my question to you is, in your position as law enforcement, do you see how ending the porn industry, banning porn, can help your mission to end human trafficking? Do you see that relationship from your position?
Well, with the information you just provided, I didn't get into that depth, but absolutely, if that's a feeder into or a nexus to this, I think there's some value in what you've said.
And my quick follow-up is, how do we enforce? I mean, you mentioned, how phones are used to recruit and kind of peruse the public to find the victims of human trafficking. Can you see from your side of things how the same mechanisms that we use to find predators online, to enforce, we already have bans on child pornography, and there's a relationship there too with human trafficking. Can you see from your vantage point how we would be able to conceivably enforce a ban on pornography in its entirety with the same infrastructure that we have in place for these other items?
I can see how it would be valuable, but if we look across the country, our hands are being restricted more and more on what we can do to get into that phone and what we can see. We can pass all the laws in the world that says you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to drink and drive, but people do it. What mechanism, what tool do we have to procure enough information to prosecute or hold somebody accountable? As I said, it used to be that we could get a cell phone and we could we could analyze that cell phone for data. Now, we get a search warrant to analyze the cell phone, but if we find something else, we have to go back and get another search warrant. By no means am I faulting laws that hold people accountable, law enforcement included, but when you put more and more restrictions on your investigative tools, it becomes much more of a challenge to procure enough evidence to hold somebody accountable.
Have you had any instances where you were able to bust human traffickers by finding the people who are generating the content using the victims of human trafficking?
Yes.
Thank you.